Alright, so here's my unfortunate situation. I'm currently getting ready to travel. It is, oh my god, we're already in May. I think it's like the 4th or 5th of May already, or the 3rd, I have no idea. Anyway, I'm getting ready to travel and I'm just finishing packing. We're leaving tomorrow morning and we're going away for a couple of days, and I was just like, shit, I am not gonna have time to sit down and do my empties. And I know last month I just posted like last week. So I was like, all right, I just don't have the time to like set up my camera and like sit down and get myself situated and get together. I like literally don't even have the 5 minutes to do that. I can show you what's going on right now. I have a massive pile of laundry that I need to fold and finish packing, but I'm just like, I also kind of want to do this video because I need to clean out my closet, which is where I keep these guys, and I just, I'm like, fuck it, let me just take it out and do my empties now, because when I come home from my trip and I start putting everything back into my closet, I don't want to have to see these bags full of garbage. I just want to throw them out tonight before I leave tomorrow and come back to a clean apartment, because that's just the best feeling ever. So in here are my wax and home fragrance empties, and in here are my product empties. I went through a lot of products this month. So let's start with the wax as per usual, and give me a minute and I'll sort that shit out. Oh my gosh, a table of garbage. I'll be honest with you guys, I judge myself fucking hard when I save these little wrappers to tarts and votives. I'm like, wow, Lindsay, you're getting like a little hoarderific here. This is a little ridiculous. But like, then I'm like, it's important to talk about, because, you know, these little things, like, you need to know. You need to know if they perform well or not. Like, you just need to know. So as you can see, April was definitely a melting month. I only have 5 candles, which is, or, you know, 5 and that guy and that little guy. And actually, let me move him because we can't even see this guy. This is not a lot for me. 5 candles is not a lot at all. But all these melts, this is a lot for me. So I don't know what it was this month. I think it was just like, you know, we've been going out and house hunting like almost every day. Like, we come home from work, we're home for like an hour or two, just enough time to like shower and change before we're like out looking at another house and out looking at another house. And that is like every weeknight. And then same thing every weekend. We've been out from like, I mean, I'll go to the gym in the morning, he'll go to the gym in the morning, and we're home for like an hour, same thing, to like shower and change before we're back out and looking at houses. And, you know, like, we'll stop for lunch in between, and next thing you know, we're not home until like 5 o'clock. And we went out a couple times this month, so it's not like we had the Saturdays in to just like sit around burning candles. So there just was not that much this month. So I was just pretty much melting. Most of this stuff I pop into my centerpiece, and then if not the centerpiece, I would put it into a tea light warmer, like in the mornings, during the day, whenever I was home, to get a couple of hours of some scent going. And for the most part, these things were like half a tea light, and I would burn the tea light out, and then I would like come back home and relight the other half. So it was like 2 hours in the morning, 2 hours in the afternoon. So that's why there's not too much here. And again, same situation, getting rid of half burnt candles, 2/3 burnt candles, things that I want to go into a house with like all fresh, new, like filled to the top candles, not like half burnt things, unless it's something I really, really love and I'm savoring, you know what I mean? So let's get into it. We'll start with the melts first. So right here I have Yankee Candles Citrus Tango, and this was like, I think it came to like 75 or 69 cents from Bed Bath & Beyond. These were on serious clearance. Sorry, I had an itch. It says here $119, but it was actually 75% off the $119. So it was like somewhere around like 50, 60, or 70 cents, one of the three, but it was mad cheap, and I should have gotten more, but I think they only had like 2 or 3 of these, and I just got all the ones that they had. But this is amazing. It's an incredible, incredible smell. It is so refreshing. It's so bright and like tart in such a great way. Like, really, really fresh, really, really lovely. It just smells like spring and summer to me. And oh my God, was this strong. I popped this in my centerpiece and it just filled my entire apartment. It only lasted one go through though, about, I don't know, 8 or 9 hours, whatever that timer was, and then the scent was gone. Like, sometimes I can do melts in my centerpiece twice, like do the 9-hour block and then go to bed, and the next morning do another 9 hours, and it still is fragranced, but not this guy. It was really just like one and done. The next day there was no scent. And because it was so strong, the second tart I had, I tried breaking it in half and putting it in my centerpiece, and you could barely smell it. So you got to do the whole tart. Half definitely does not work. Next I have the Winter Glow Tart, and I had like asked people in the candle dancer group, I was like, has anyone had this candle? Because this tart was fucking incredible. Oh my god. Definitely of all the wax melts that I burned this month, and there's a lot, this was my hands down favorite. Absolutely #1 winner. This was incredible. It was so fresh, it was so bright, and nothing about it screams like winter. It didn't feel super seasonal to me. So I would stockpile this and burn them all, or melt them all year long. It was that good. I did not put this in my centerpiece. I only had one, and I did burn it on a tea light warmer, but it went through 2.5 tea lights. So I guess that's the same time as like a centerpiece, about 9.5 hours. But again, it's stronger on the tea light. The centerpiece is a lower wattage than the little tea light candle. But this was incredibly strong, and it was just such a beautiful, beautiful fragrance. I would highly, highly recommend this. From what I've heard from everyone I've spoken to about this, the candle sucks. And the wax melt might be hit or miss, but it's such a good fragrance that I would be willing to take a risk on it and buy 1,000,000 of these. If they're out at the semi-annual sale, please don't buy them, because I would like to hoard them for myself. Thank you very much. And moving on, I have this guy, and this is Angel's Wings. This is a lovely scent on cold, and I've heard that the candle is pretty light. Well, so is the tart. It was on, and you wouldn't even know it was on because you couldn't smell it. I had it in my hallway at first, and I was like, nope. Popped it in the bathroom, and I was still like, oh, am I melting something? Because I don't smell shit, so. I did 2 of these November Rain. I put this in my mixology, just 2. I didn't get 3. I don't know why I got 2 and not 3. Anyway, I'm actually finishing these guys right now. They're on their last leg, and these 2, not 3, just 2 little votives in that mixology are so freaking strong. I had them in my bathroom, and it was just way too overpowering. So I moved them into the kitchen, and they're doing awesome in the kitchen, actually scenting up the whole thing, and they smell so good. It really just smells like a rainy day. It's not floral like Stormwatch's. It's nothing like Stormwatch. It's more like a cologne-y, fresh type of rain. To me, it kind of reminds me of Kringle Candle's Storm Front, like that cologne-y, earthy, rainy, watery, fresh type of fragrance. That's what this is. So if you like cologne-y scents, you would really adore this. I loved it. Actually, it's almost like a mix between that Kringle Storm Front and what's the other one I'm thinking of? Bath & Body Works Bow Ties and Bourbon. Kind of like along that scent range. Really, really lovely though, and strong. For 2 votives, geez. So if anyone's had this November Rain candle, let me know, because the votives were amazing. I would definitely be interested in getting the candle if it performs anything like these little guys. Next up, I have Campfire Treats. This is really old. I got this out of Value Drugs, which is just a regular like drugstore pharmacy by me that carries Yankee Candle. And I had 2. I bought these about a year ago. I bought them in May or June last spring, and I did melt one of these last summer, and it was amazing. It was strong, lasted 2 tea lights, but it must have been really old because this had 0 throw. I put it in my centerpiece, maybe because it was a little lower wattage. Maybe it would have done better with the tea light, but I think it was just old and just lost its fragrance, because these were on super clearance at Value Drugs, and I thought it was because the scent was being discontinued, but it's 100% definitely because it was old. Maybe it's being discontinued too, but it was on clearance because it was probably sitting in that store for years. All right. Yes, you little nugget of love. Can we focus on the cuteness? God damn, come on. Whatever, the moment has passed. Anyway. This is from House of Wax Melts, which is an Etsy shop. This was a sample she sent, and this is Dirty. It's actually a dupe for the Lush Dirty scent, which is a spearmint type of fragrance, like a cologne spearmint. And I am not a fan of like minty scents, especially spearmint. That would probably be my least favorite of like the minty range. But this was actually really nice. It was very subtle. It was very refreshing. I had it in my hallway, and it almost like smelled like a bright minty aftershave, like a very clean man who just came out of the shower. So it was actually quite enjoyable. Not so enjoyable that I would buy a package of this fragrance, because it's just not my favorite, but in a sample, like I was able to burn it and enjoy it. I didn't hate it. If you like Dirty from Lush, if you like minty scents, you would probably like this. And her melts are awesome. They're very strong, they smell wonderful, fragrance, they last a long time, and aren't we gonna focus? All right, it's continuing. Let's just do these Wallflowers. So this is another one of cinnamon spice, cinnamon sticks, whatever the fuck it was. Incredible. I mentioned this in my last monthly empties. This lasted about 5 weeks and was so strong the entire time. Even now as I'm holding it, I can still smell it. It just smells like spicy and cinnamon and freaking delightful. I love this Wallflower. Would stockpile, hoard it up. Next. Same thing, vanilla pumpkin marshmallow. I put this in the very beginning of April, so I guess now it's like 4, maybe almost 5 weeks ago. When I tell you it is still pumping strong as the day I plugged it in, and there's like this much oil left in the little bulb. Like, I'm not taking it out because I can still smell it. And it's in my hallway, front entryway. I can smell it all the way down the hall into my bathroom. And I've heard people say that this is amazing, and you know, it's not an exaggeration. This is freaking awesome. Got this at the semi-annual sale for like 89 cents or something like that. I would have got more, but it was literally the only one that the store had because I guess the word's out. Everyone knows what an amazing Wallflower this is, so it was really hard to find. Hopefully this semi-annual sale next month, there will be some of these floating around and I'm gonna buy them all. Okay, let's get into our melt cups. I did 2. Peeps. This was like a wham bam thank you ma'am situation. So Peeps came in really hard, like hit it and quit it, like banged it out, had a really strong scent for, I don't know, a couple of hours, 2 or 3 hours, and then nothing. Like, it was done. It was done. It just like, it came too quick and I'm just like, I'm over it. Like, I would rather like little by little fizzle out into the room. Like, it was so overwhelming too that it didn't even smell good. Like, it was such a concentrated version of this fragrance that was just too overwhelming and too strong, and like I just couldn't take it. It was like choking me out, and it was so strong that it smelled cheap, it smelled artificial, it didn't smell like the candle, it didn't smell like Peeps. Definitely not a repurchase for me. If they found a way to like mellow it out, but like I'll just stick with the candle because the candle actually burned well for me, and this was just awful. Dan even came into the living room when this was on and he was like, it smells like cheap cake in here, like dollar store cake mix. Like, what the fuck are you burning? It's horrendous. I actually had to take it off the melter and just chuck it in the garbage. It was that bad. This was like the polar opposite of Peeps. This is what I wish Peeps was. This is vanilla cupcake, and it was such a delightful, beautiful, bakery, rich, buttery vanilla, like similar to a Goose Creek butter cookie type of scent, like just that like rich, buttery, almost like a caramel undertone type of scent. Oh my God. Still smell it. It smells exactly like the frosting on this cupcake, like sugary sprinkled buttercream and like moist, like did I just say moist? Fucking hate myself. Fresh out of the oven fucking cupcakes. It was incredible. Oh my God. And it lasted. This was the longest lasting centerpiece melt cup I have ever had. Like, if I could only buy one melt cup, this would be it. I'm waiting for them to go on sale again, another glitch, the semi-annual sale, whenever the hell I can find these for a decent price. And I'm just gonna stockpile these. I don't need any other melt cup in my life. This is more than enough. It's that good. It's absolutely incredible. Highly, highly recommend vanilla cupcake. Okay, moving on. I finished 2 Goose Creek melts. Well, I finished 3 of these. I sent the other 3 to Lindsay Treppa. Not a fan. Smelled like a light, fruity, white cake-ish note. I had this in both the centerpiece. I tried one in the tea light warmer. Didn't matter what I burned Goose Creek Confetti Cake on, I couldn't smell it. I had to like hover over the melted wax to get a hint of fragrance, but even with that, I could barely smell it. This was such a waste of money. Would not repurchase. Goose Creek Limeaid, on the other hand, it was good. I liked the scent. My husband absolutely hated it. I enjoyed it, but I would purchase this in a candle. I would not repurchase it in the melt because I only put this in my tart warmer, and typically like any melt, whether it's Goose Creek, Walmart, like any melts I've ever had, I put it on a tea light tart warmer, and that tea light makes it so incredibly strong. Like, it's just an overwhelmingly strong fragrance, and this was really, really light. I mean, this is probably lighter than a candle. It was that light of a fragrance. So I would rather just get the candle. I feel like the candle would be stronger than this melt. So it's a good scent. I was disappointed in the throw, and that's rare. You'll rarely probably hear me say that about a melt. So I don't know what's going on with Goose Creek. Like the fall, they were so on point. Everything was amazing. Their melts, their candles, like everything was so strong. I sent a couple of melts to Melanie because they were too strong for my apartment, because my apartment's small. Like if a fragrance is too strong, and that's probably what happened with the Peeps. It may not have been as bad as I think it was. It may have just been too overwhelming for the small space that I'm in. And typically that's what happens with the Goose Creek melts. They're just like too strong for my apartment. And this was like unscented. So I'm kind of like a little worried about Goose Creek's consistency. What the fuck does that mean? Inconsistency. So what's going on, guys? All right, finished a House of Wax Melts. This was in their Rose Jam scent, which is the Lush scent, and it smells exactly like Lush Rose Jam, which if you don't know is a mix of rose and tart lemon, but it is like a sweet candy type of rose and like a really tart, juicy, like fresh, true to life lemon. And House of Wax Melts captured it absolutely flawlessly. And this burn is incredible. It lasts 2 tea lights. It's amazing in the centerpiece. It's such a lovely fragrance. And if I'm not a floral girl at all, and if you're not a floral person either, don't be intimidated by this. This is like the floral for people who hate florals. It is so mellow, it's so calm, it's a very soothing, relaxing scent. Even my husband, who absolutely hates rose, likes this. I don't know what it is. It's just like fresh and lovely and like just very incredibly relaxing. My favorite place to put it is in the bathroom when I'm taking a bath. It just like really soothes my soul. I've already purchased another packet of these, which I'm halfway through, and I'm gonna purchase more. I need this stocked all the time. Amazing. And House of Wax Melts always sends you samples too. She sends like 2 or 3 samples, so definitely worth ordering. And her shipping is very low, so I appreciate that. All right, finished a Scentasionals cupcake, and I'm so annoyed about 2 of these because if you're like, Scentasionals for me throws incredible, whether it's on a tart, my centerpiece, doesn't matter, I can always smell it. This was super duper light, and I'm just kind of sitting here like, why the fuck did I buy this? Like, just stick with Vanilla Cookie Crunch. This is a waste of your money. It's just whatever. Finished Pink Velvet. I know everyone's like obsessed with this, and it's good, it's nice, but like, I'm just gonna be honest with you guys, it smells cheap. Like, I burn it and it almost smells like when I was little and I had like the Barbie dream house and Barbie dolls, and like, I don't know, they had that like sweet but like plasticky kind of smell. Or like if you ever got like scented toys, like I don't remember if it was like Polly Pocket or like certain dolls, but like, did you ever have those like scented dolls? Like, you know, is it Strawberry Shortcake, whatever that doll was, and like she was scented and they smelled like lemon and strawberries and fruit and fucking plastic. That's what this smells like. Like, it smells like childish and cheap, and whenever I'm burning it, I'm just like, people would smell this and be like, yeah, that fragrance is definitely from like some low-end store. Like, it just, and I hate to like sound like that, but it smells cheap, and it is. It's $2, and I'm not saying I don't like it. I enjoy it, but like, I would never burn this when I had company over. And I know that sounds terrible. That sounds like so shallow and like so bad, but I wouldn't. This is not a scent that's gonna impress anyone. Let's just put it that way. And it's not super strong. I mean, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd give it like a 6. So it's nothing special. I don't understand the hype. Let's just leave it at that. Now this one was amazing. This doesn't smell cheap. This just smells identical to Bath & Body Works Cinnamon Sugar Donut. Maybe a slight bit spicier. And when I say spicier, I just mean like cinnamon. Like if you opened up like a McCormick baking cinnamon, like it smells like that, with a hint of bakery, with a hint of cake and sugar and sweetness. It is absolutely delightful. This is another one that I actually had to cut these cubes in half because it was so incredibly strong. It was almost too strong for my apartment. So this lasted me a really, really long time. And that half a cube would last 1.5 tea lights. So this was really impressive. This was worth $2. I would melt this when company was over. This was great. Okay, on to candles. I finished this itty bitty champagne toast. I'm annoyed that it didn't burn down all the way, but whatever. It's like this little thing. I think it was like $1 and change at the semi-annual sale, and this little guy threw. I had it in my kitchen and it scented up my whole kitchen, so I can't complain. And I think this was from last year. I finished this 4 ounce of Golden Peach Sparkle. I've said this before, I'll say it again. These 4 ounces perform incredibly for me. I have yet to have a problem with them, probably because my apartment is so small. So I may try to burn all of my 4 ounces before Dan and I move, because I feel like if we go into a bigger house, like bigger space, I'm gonna be disappointed, because I feel like they only throw because my apartment's so tiny. But I have this in both my bathroom and my hallway and the bedroom too, all 3 of them. And it performed awesome in all 3 rooms. Could not complain. Smelled like ripe juicy peach, like a mellowed out version of peach Bellini, and I would get it again. Finished with this Chesapeake Bay Home Sense Lemon Macaroon. This is amazing. It's a light throw, don't get me wrong. Don't get this expecting like a Bath & Body Works grade throw. It's probably not even as strong as a Yankee. I would give it like a 3.5 or a 4, but I could smell it, and it was a really lovely scent. I enjoyed it in my kitchen, and I liked it so much that I actually bought another one. It was only $6 or $7. Yeah, I'm a fan. I have a second one of these. If I found more at TJ Maxx, I would buy them all, but unfortunately I found this one. It was there on its own, and I was just there the other week, and I found another one, and it was like tucked in the back. It didn't have a lid. It had lint and dust all over the top, but I didn't care because I liked the scent enough that I bought it even like that, and I'm still enjoying it. Clean the lint off, save the plastic lid from this one, put it on the new one, and have been burning it and loving it. I finished a champagne toast. This one is amazing. Love, love, love. And I especially love the packaging this year. I thought it was so pretty. I don't think it came with this lid. I think it came with the geometric lid, but I'm like retarded with my lids. I'm always like switching them on and off. But like sparkly and beautiful. I started this on New Year's Eve, and then I just kept coming back to it. I love that juicy black currant scent. It's so, so beautiful. Champagne toast is just something like you should always have on hand. It's really, really, really lovely. And black currant is one of my favorite fragrances. All right, down to the wire. Finished a Happy Easter. I've heard a lot of like hits and misses. This was the tri-colored one. Obviously, it's not the yellow one. Performed amazing for me. I could smell it all the way down to the very end. I never got that bitter kerosene type of smell. It never lost its fragrance to me. It was pretty consistent, wonderfully strong. It was totally comparable to last year's, if not exactly the same. I mean, maybe like 1 iota weaker, but it was still like a solid 7.5, 8 on throw. Candy, sweet, strawberry, wonderful. Loved, loved, loved. I bought like 3 or 4 this year, but I bought 7 or 8 last year, so I have more than enough Happy Easter cotton candy marshmallow to go around. Yeah, pretty stocked up. Love it. Okay. I finished this praline pecan cobbler, and this is the cutest packaging ever. Love, 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 love. Gonna be saving this lid after I clean this gunk, gobbly-goo, whatever the fuck that is off of it. Anyway, adorable. This is like a mellowed out version of pumpkin pecan waffles. Norma was the one who said that Goose Creek's vanilla pumpkin waffles smells like praline pecan cobbler, and she's spot on. Smells exactly like that Goose Creek scent. It's not as strong as pumpkin pecan waffles. It's not as rich as pumpkin pecan waffles. It's almost got like, I don't know, but it's really, really nice. I liked it. Never got that burnt scent that pumpkin pecan waffles sometimes gets to me, like that burnt nut scent. This was just like really beautiful. I really enjoyed it. Had it in my hallway. Had it going with this vanilla pumpkin marshmallow wallflower, and it was a really lovely scent to like enter my home and like first smell of. I enjoyed this, and I thought the packaging was so pretty. It didn't really discolor too much as it burned, so it was just a really lovely candle. Nice, clean, even burn. It went all the way to the bottom, like the wicks totally blew out. This was all pulled out at the end. I have no complaints. This was an awesome candle. Kind of wish I had bought more. This was a waste of $3. That's all I'm gonna say. Leave it there. Bye. And that's it. Those are my wax empties for the month of April. All right. I'll see you guys in my product empties. Bye. Let me know if you like these nails or if you think they're a little too crazy. I was thinking like galaxy, right? Like sparkly midnight blue sky and like the moon. So the moon's not neon yellow. But that's where my mind was. Like the Van Gogh painting. Starry Night. Yeah? Yeah. You following? You following me? All right. Bye.